Hello friends, this is your host Sunny Bhatia. Today we are into day 3 of TDL training. So let us start. I have started Tally and Developer. On day 2 we did this exercise. Let us review the exercise we did. So we did how to create parts, lines, fields, style, formatting, size, spacing. These are the some attributes in TDL that we did on day 2. So let us start with day 3. So first I'll save this file as day 3 so that uh, I can start my program. So I'm saving it at day 3, and here also in Tally also I make this change so that it comes to day 3. So let us start with the day 3 now. Today we are going to talk about symbols and prefixes in Tally. There are some special symbols which are used in Tally also in TDL, and we'll see what these special symbols are and how what are their uses in TDL. So symbols are two types: access specifiers and general symbols. Access specifiers are how to access particular values. So the first special symbol is at the rate. At the rate is used to you access local formula. Now, local formula is just a value which can be defined at any point. At this, in the given example, it is defined in the field. So let us make some changes and see how it works. Now, in the field, I have this is a static value I have given. So let us define a HTTP. I define a local formula and give a value hello. So I am accessing this I've defined this local formula and now set as I'll write as at the rate HTTP. Now what this means is I have defined a local formula and I am accessing it through at the rate. So at the rate HTTP I am accessing the local formula. Let us see how it now right now it is showing like this. So once I refresh, you see at here at this point it is showing as hello TDL program through local formula. So that means I am able to see the value of local formula. So this is what local formula is. Now local formula is accessible only within the definition where it is defined. So we'll see in the next what this means. Now accessing a global formula you have to write at the rate twice. So a global formula is defined with system formula and the name and the value. So let us see first what is the scope, how this at the rate HTTP is working. Now in the second field I have here is set as second field. So let us see how it is being displayed here. Second field is displayed here at this point. Now try to access the value of HTTP with at the rate HTTP and let us see what happens. So nothing is displayed, it is blank because at the rate HTTP is defined at the field level first another field and its value cannot be accessed by the second field. Now let us define a global formula for it. So at the bottom I define a system formula. Now I say SFHTTP, that means system formula HTTP. Now here I say I gave it a value highly TDL program through system formula. Now instead of second field, I change the value to double at the rate SF and HTTP. That means I am trying to access the value of the global. Now let us see what changes we have in this. Now you see hello TDL program through system formula, it automatically displays. So the scope of system formula is throughout the application I can access this system formula anywhere in the Tally program that is running. Now there are some naming conventions for the variables, for the names, for any field names that you are keeping, any objects that you are creating like report, field, part, line, system formulas, variables. There are so many things that will come later on. So what are the naming conventions for that? First thing is they are case insensitive. That means whether the variable is or your name is in uppercase or lowercase, it is insensitive. Then it is space insensitive. Space insensitive at the time of definition. That means whenever you are trying to assign or get the value, the space also doesn't matter. But when you are accessing the values, then the space, it is space sensitive. Now it should not contain some special characters. So those special characters should not be there in the names. Cannot contain keywords or attribute names. If you are familiar with programming languages, all the keywords and attribute names you cannot have in the name of the variables, fields or whatever objects you are creating, and cannot begin with the numeral. So it cannot start from 1, 2, 3 any digits. Now the next special symbol is hash. Now hash is used in two ways: referencing a field value and modifying the definition. Now let us see how that happens. First we see what is this. The top line that we wrote on the first day was hash menu gateway of Tally. Now hash menu means I am changing the existing definition. Hash means I am changing menu and the name of the menu is gateway of Tally. Now let us change the title. Title I keep it as welcome to Tally. First let us see what is coming at the gate. So the title is gateway of Tally and I am changing it to welcome to Tally. So let us see what changes are there. So the title changes to welcome to Tally. So hash is used to modify the existing definition. So whenever you want to modify the existing definition, you use hash. Hash is also used to access the field value. Now in the earlier example we saw that at the rate HTTP, when I use in the second line here, I was not able to access the value with at the rate HTTP. Now let us try to access this value with a field name. So instead of writing at the rate, I write here hash and the name of the field. So let us see whether I am able to access this or not. Now you see it is the same value. So that means now the value is being accessed here. So that is I am accessing the value of the field. So through hash there are two options. One is you can modify the existing definition and the second is you can access the field value. So this is the same example given here. You can access it. That's what we tried. And this also we tried that hash is to change the existing definitions created by user. Now double hash is used to access variable, system variable basically. This will do in detail when we do the variable section, but right now double hash you can keep it in mind that double hash is used uh, for accessing system variables. We'll do that in detail when we discuss the topic of variables. Now dollar method is used to retrieve the value of an object. Now when we come to the topic of objects, we'll do that in detail. To give you a brief, object is like any data object. Let us say ledger, let us say voucher, let us say stock item. These all are objects in Tally, and to access any value of that object, dollar sign is used. A double dollar is used to access the function. There are some inbuilt functions in TDL, and you can create your own functions also. So to access any function, inbuilt function or your UDF, that means user defined function, double dollar is used. Or these all these special symbols we'll discuss in detail when we discuss the respective topics. Right now, I'm just giving a brief overview of what these symbols mean. Now, to add the comment, a semicolon is used. Single line comment, anywhere you can write semicolon and the comment will start from there. Between the line, you can start. At the end of the line, sorry, not between, but at the end of the line or at the beginning of the line, you can write semicolon. For a multi-line, it is slash and star, as in C language. If anyone is familiar with C language, it is the same as C language. In many other languages also, this multi-line symbol is used. A plus is used as a line continuation. Suppose you have a command written which is have a long value and you want to put it on another line with the same command. So you can add a plus sign and have a line continuation symbol. That means Tally will assess it as a single command, not as multiple commands. Underscore is used as a ODBC to expose the ODBC method. That we'll do in detail when we discuss the ODBC. Now the star sign is used to redefine the existing definition. So to redefine any existing value, it is star. This also we'll do in detail when we do the initial star initialization part and the object part. Exclamation sign is used for optional definition. This is very powerful feature. We'll do this in detail when we discuss about options and optional modifiers. That's all for today, folks. It's a small session today. So, thank you.